Hey, so I'm back. Handle what I had to handle. Hopefully, now the chat is open. I don't know if it was before, but we were talking about truths. If you haven't watched the last video, go ahead and watch it and engage in the conversation. I read the comments from the videos and I try to answer them to the best of my ability. But we talked about a lot and. I was talking about the different chapters or books in the book. So the book is made out of 7 books, and I'm almost done proofreading. It's not proofreading from an editor's point of view, but more from a tonality and what I want this or what we want. Because again, that book uh, is coming through me, but it's not my only my knowledge. It's the knowledge of the collective, including the angelics and just the higher version of me that's tapping into all this information. The reason I know that is because there's a lot of stuff that is new to me as well, a lot. So that would be coming out soon. Again, like the chat is open. Please, if you have any questions about anything, this conversation is for all of us. And I can go talking forever, and because this is what I love to do. Not hey Stacy, and not I love doing it because it's fulfilling, it's exciting, it's fun, it's satisfying to I do a bunch of one-on-ones too, and it's satisfying to see that wow, my experience that at some point looked super dark can help someone. Just my story, and the way that I've learned certain things can affect and impact someone. And that the I was talking about the book of friction, but going back to reciprocity, right? Reciprocity, you heard it before. It's talks about that it's same as karma, faith, sowing and reaping. What do unto others as you want done unto you. You name it. It's been try to, the creator and the architects and mother and everyone who is here to assist us have been trying to put that message out there for everyone. And reciprocity. Every decision that we make has a ripple effect, and the decisions of others have had an effect on your life. So, and your decision making has great implications on your life. So it's super important um, to keep that in mind when we're deciding to feel a certain way about somebody. I did a couple prayers before. So if you haven't watched that video, go and watch it, and you can copy the way I open my prayers. But I was talking about how about going to prayer first, and that's what I'm going to do right now. Before we go any further in the video, I'm just going to set so it came to me while I was talking. But what a prayer is a command that we utter that is going to set the path that we're about to walk. So I'm going to um, speak right now for this live stream to. So I am here I am. The doors that I open can no one close, and the doors that I close can no one open in my life. And that's true for everyone who's listening to me lives. And the path that we're going to create through this conversation is one of clarity, where we come together in one mind, and we can spread this energy that's moving outside of our heart to the end of creation, bringing all of us back together into unity and cooperation. And so it is. So if you have any questions, put them in here. But going back to the truths, that's gonna be probably that's probably gonna be the live, my live stream title going forward. Take the shades off. What the shade signify? To me, the shade is all the shiny objects that are in front of our eyes. Actually, I had some here. They're the ones in the picture, probably. You take them off, and you get to see. Sometimes you see clearly, but sometimes you don't. The shades really, actually, I don't even wear them that much, even in the beach, because even the sunlight brings more clarity to my inside. So what are the shade what shades have you? Hey, Pavel, Stacy, Spotkania, you're all in. I love it. But what are those things that you thought that were truth, and how have you removed those lies, because now you had enough time to see that it wasn't true at all. I used to live in guilt. I used to feel that I wasn't gonna enter heaven when I was a kid. My family was very religious, and I was a knucklehead, and I felt separated from God. How about that? That's the biggest lie that we somehow have picked up along the way. Ariane, thank you for being here. How about that? There is nothing can separate you from that, because it's you. You are an extension of that. It's not separate from you. That which creates is you. You can see it in everything that you do. Everything that you do is telling you you are creating it. The where you stand today, where I stand today, is a direct reflection of our decision making. So when you take those shades off, what do you see? Do you see your closeness to that which creates, to unconditional love, which is the sauce, which is the honey that holds it all together? Do you see that connection? Do you experience that connection in every decision that you make? I'm not like, please don't get me wrong. I don't have it all figured out. Part of my process of learning are these conversations, because the way that you learn, and I said it on the last video, if you haven't watched it, go back and watch it. But my truths, I had to, a lot of them are, were not, I took the way that I've been learning it is I've been seeing them as something new. I heard about faith before. I heard about faith, but I never study it in my own life with my own decision making to be able to teach it through my decisions. So you can only teach something as an example. The kids, right? Good thing. Children, right? Children. My kid is one of two kids that reads in kindergarten. She's going to first grade now. But I told my girlfriend, I'm like, you know why she reads? Because she watches. She's seen us grabbing a book and reading. I'm sure all of them kids, somebody read to them, right? People read to their kids, but a kid imitates. Children imitate what you do. So that's how the lessons are becoming real in my life, because I live them now. Some of them, and a lot of them I don't. I'm learning them. So part of this channel, this live streams, anytime I speak, I'm speaking about my own experience, and hopefully you can relate and you can use some of that information for your advantage. So what are some truths that in your life, what are some lies that now you realize that are not the truth? So that's what we're talking about. What is truth to you that now you can say, hey, I'll test this for myself, and I know this to be the truth? And the thing is that the truth, though it's very powerful and very real at some point, they are supposed to grow as we grow. So what served you yesterday is not necessarily meant to be your belief forever. Every belief is supposed to evolve as we evolve. That's the reason, the all these belief systems, they become like, I can go to I can go somewhere where they talking about a belief and it's been the same forever, and they have truth to them. But how is that helping you? How you taking that truth that's been the same forever and applying it to an ever-changing life? Everything inside us is renewed on a regular basis. Our cellular system is continually restructuring itself. For those who have hair, your hair is always in the process of restructuring. Your pancreas, your heart, your brain, everything. Nature is the air you breathe. Everything is in a constant process of motion that brings that to a different composition. Everything continues to evolve. So your beliefs should evolve with you. My teen son had this kind of chat with AI, and when he showed me the photo was generated, I sensed all my energy. Basically, the way my son perceived the world, the data was through my programs. So your kid sees the world through your eyes. Clarify that for me. They can see, and that makes sense because our kids are a reflection of what they see us do. Not always, but eventually they will, if you stay constant in your example, right? Because like the mama elephant is not sitting there giving instructions. Yo, follow me to the water. I know the way, blah, blah, blah. No, she walks the path. And the baby elephant is going to run away at times, get distracted, like our kids get distracted. But they're going to follow. They're going to learn how to get to the water because mama's taken that road time and time and time and time again. And they know how to take shortcuts too. They know, oh crap, we can't go through there. Let's go out that way. It's going to be a little harder, a little more treacherous, but we'll make it there. Hey, Stuart, good seeing you. Good seeing all of you. Right? So I was talking about cooperation early. How beautiful would it be that our kids get to cooperate with us and we can cooperate with all these beautiful minds of children that are around us in our life, that they can, that the cooperation becomes so synergetic that you're vibing like with them. Like yesterday, I was with all my children, and I don't know, somebody say something about, I'm old, or I say something about me being old because I said a dad joke, some shit like that. And my kid is like, Dad, you're not old, you're young to me. Like I see you young. And I was like, yeah, you're right. I say it every morning. I'm young, strong, limber, and healthy. But your children are going to see you live, and they're going to have an idea of you, and imagine cooperating with them instead of always being in the way of their progress and them being in making our life harder. I just dropped my nephew at 16 up to a concert. I never usually worry, but seeing all those souls and police, alcohol couldn't help but worry. But no, they got to experience, but they have to experience life too. Of course, of course. We you know, that like I was saying on the other video, if you haven't watched it, watch it. The same topic, but we're talking about truths today, and we're always going to talk about truth. And again, what's true to me is not true to you, not necessarily. But if we all come with the same uh, results to what we do, then some of them you have to chuck them as truth. You got to say, yeah, this work every single time. For example, if you when we decide to turn a frown upside down into a smile, in my opinion, almost 100% of the time you get a smile back. Some people you can't even make them smile tickling them, but you don't even see that because you're still smiling. So whatever they're doing, it's not even affecting you. But for the most part, I can get anyone to smile back because it's genuine, because you really want to turn that frown upside down, and that's the truth to me. I have somebody that um is locked up, somebody I love dearly. I watch her being born. Is not one of my kids, but like Stuart said, she has. We tried throughout our whole life to spare them the hurts of life, the pains of life, the suffering, right? But at the end of the day, we all are where we are because where we are at because of our decision making, right? So that's one big truth. Look at the ground that you stand on today, and you can go back and trace every decision that you made that brought you there. Even when you were persuaded along the way, you still made the decision that put you where you are today. So, how about realizing that in our lives and going really, really going through the, through the process of observation, awareness? That's another book. I'm going to go over the books again. Book of Unconditional Love, the Book of Friction, the Book of Reciprocity, the Book of Humility, the Book of Awareness, the Book of Cooperation, and the Book of Creation. Those are the 7 books that are going to be part of the book. I'm not releasing the title yet. I'm not done with putting it together, but whoa, it's kicking my butt as I work on it. It's amazing. But the Book of Awareness. How about being aware of you? You, like the you inside this case that we call body, being aware of you. Where are my thoughts going? Where are my thoughts going right now? What's my speech saying right now? Like, I catch myself. I saw sometimes watch myself like say something that I don't have to say. And I'm like, oh, you become aware. And when nothing escapes your awareness, like Dr. Joe um talks about, we're gonna talk a little bit about OBE if y'all want to, but how when I shifted, and that my shift is more on the IBE, the in body experience, because once you take care of that, everything, you'll be able to remember, because we exit every night. It's not like we're never gonna stop giving that rest to your soul. You have to. But a lot of y'all want to remember. It's a beautiful experience. It's just nothing tops, being on this earth and being able to remember what you do outside of this body. Um, I have Spot Kenya. I think most of all, to make me be okay with my son's choices is that I am no longer looking at him as my son, but as a soul. Perfect, perfect. And we can use that. And we can use that not only for our children, but everyone you encounter with. And then now their choices, you'll be okay with their choices, instead of personalizing it and thinking that that choice was made to hurt you, or to in some way violate your rights. You can see them as, no, that's their choice, and they are a soul that get to sow wherever whatever field they choose. If they want to sow in that field, that's on you, right? And the same thing with our children. It's harder with our children because we have to, we feel responsible. I brought you here, you came here on your, through me, and I want to do what's right by you. And we feel that responsibility because there's order on earth, and we feel that responsibility to give them our best. And a lot of times we get in the way of them making decisions. Stuart, you've been in intermittent fasting for 2 weeks now, and it feels amazing. I bet, because our bodies are, like, I was just looking at my little gut. I don't have a huge gut or anything, but I cheat a lot when it comes to food. And I know for a fact that's something that I have to tighten up a lot more, because we are energy generating machines. Like, we literally put energy out, not only to live and make every process in the body work, but we are literally putting energy out. So whenever we're overworking the gut, like your whole experience is harder because you spend a lot of the energy coming in to processing food. So intermittent fasting is awesome. Thank you for that. Yeah, the body definitely needs a break from everything that we put in it. Even food, even good foods like that you gotta eat however many times a day. That's not truth. You're okay. We weren't designed to eat as much as we do in this consumer materialistic consumerism society. But um, let's ask a question. If you could have any superpower, what would it be? I'm gonna give you my superpower, but think about it and put it in the comments so we can talk about your superpowers. You can copy mine, but I'm sure you have one. But my superpower would be, I always say this. I want to know what's in that person's brain. So my super and there and now going the other way around, I don't know because my brain sometimes I'm glad it's private, but I would like to know the information like skill sets, all the knowledge that they have. I would love to grab them, um, grab that information, not taking it from them, but they keep their information. But now I added all that data to my brain, and that's possible actually. We once you enter the mind of it all, everything is accessible. Stuart want to teleport. That's pretty dope. uh or fly. I do that when I'm out the body. I fly a lot. I love it. uh you see I start smiling hard because I feel it right here, the excitement of flying. It's just so dope. um but right now gravity is holding my feet solid to the ground. I do heal human soul. Absolutely, you do. As long as you, uh, I know you do, spot. How cool is that? Be able to heal souls. That's why this channel exists, right? So that, um, with my experience and what I'm learning, um, others can find healing. How beautiful is that? Another truth that wow, y'all comment about your superpowers. Another truth that I'm understanding is creation. Are how that's in one of the books. I think I'm gonna close the book with that, with that book. I guess it's one book obviously, and it's got 7 books, which is the ones that I talked about earlier. But I think I'm gonna close with a book of creation, right? How all that information, knowing where all creation happens, which is within the honey, I call it, of the unconditional love, the substance that holds it all together, from this desk to my body to my soul to my mind to all the galactics, all of them, without taking into account their intent and the angelics, all the way up to the mind that ambition at some point. That's the unconditional love that includes everything. So that's the glue. And then going through the friction and going through the reciprocity and the friction that brings into one's life, which is what I'm putting out there, is bringing a level of friction that I get to be aware for, to mold it, and how I use all that to cooperate with others, and be aware. Um, thank you, thank you. What up, dude? It's good seeing you, the black guy in Mexico. How's Mexico? I bet it's beautiful, But how about being aware, of All right, I mean, Mexico is bonito. Stuart, I would like to learn more about the 13 beings that created this construct we currently experience or play in. And I don't know much about them. I mean, in this experience, or my knowledge is, it's not, I haven't had the choice, not the choice. I haven't had the opportunity. I'm sorry, I haven't had the opportunity um to be aware of that exactly. I mean, I know, but not, it doesn't register within this frame of knowledge that I have right now. But I know for a fact the way the book is coming through is that, there are architects. There are architects, and then there's the creator, and there's Mother, which is Mother Earth, where she, is the center stage to it all, and they all work together, to to a lot of it is like it was a this is a library, Earth, where all of them brought a lot of the good things, obviously guided with, you know with the goal to bring all of races and all of creation in this construct back to source, and transmute into another level of creation. So don't know much about exactly who they are. um I was talking to my girlfriend, she's like, we know so little. I'm like, I agree. We were watching, some we don't watch a lot. I mean, we're watching a movie, and it was pretty. I wasn't expecting it to be that gruesome. I don't like, movies where they kill people. I don't like that at all. And there was a lot of killings in this movie. It was a phenomenal movie. I got the message. It was pretty gruesome. So anyway, she after that we started watching. The girls weren't here. We were having date night, so we started watching like creepy, not creepy videos, but weird shit caught on camera. And she's like, "We know so little, because there really is a lot out there that we are completely unaware of." You know, so um, I wanna do another prayer with all of us, and hopefully, and it's a blessing to y'all and to me. I'm gonna command some things for us to experience in this life, and hopefully you uh, agree with me. um you don't have to. I'm saying this is a blessing for all of us, for humanity. And I am here I am. The doors that I open can no one close, and the doors that I close can no one open. I command and I declare that everybody who's listening here, that their light shines brighter through their decision making. That when we enter a room, our presence is clarity. That we can bring solace and peace to a world that is experiencing the turmoil of big change. May our words be directed towards unity and cooperation. May we include everybody and everyone and all of those creations that are around us that we don't know about. May we include them all under the umbrella of unconditional love, seeing their situation with vision, and have the compassion to relate with them, to have empathy for them. May our abundance shines in ways that are not understood, and in every aspect of our lives, may we get the benefits of abundance, or become aware of the benefits and the abundance that is for all of us. May we not only see exactly what we want as abundance, but may everything in our life turn into abundance. And so it is. Um, these, I'm going to continue to put content out there. Um, I think that we need to come together and cooperate. Once the book is out there, I'm letting you know now, whoever's here, I need, I'm gonna, give a lot of them up away, that I'm gonna, you know, put a website together and everything for the book. And I'm gonna be, giving a lot of them away. I I believe that the abundance that is available to all of us, it's gonna give me the ability to do that, and be able to give, this text, this manuscript that is, the it's a collection of data that all of us, the collective, has, and um it's a reminder of what we know and we came to remember, and we came here to remind others about. Stacy, I know it's, I'm still working on it. Like, it's almost done. It's already all, because the book came through one manuscript, and then I was directed to turn it into the seven books, and it's gonna be, kind of like a study book, or let's say a Bible type, approach. Is going to be books, chapters, and verses, because it's going to be a book for study. And it's so much info packed in it, that we need to break it up like that, so that, so that it could be studied, and you can reference it like that. And it's just, it, I got the title was given to me, too, by my higher self, God, whatever you call it. And it's gonna be very controversial. It's gonna be something that is gonna, you know, make a couple people mad, but who cares, right? The truth been hidden for too long, and a lot of us are, majority of humanity is being, seducted by the shiny objects, and it's time to start looking past the shiny objects and see that we truly are that which creates, and have the tools to do so. So, um I'm working on that, hopefully before, the end. My goal is to have it out before the end of the year, in print. So, and it's a movement. It's a movement towards, it's the book information is so, it's different, it's awesome, and it's coming from, from a collective perspective. So I put it up in, Stacy, yeah, if no one told you that. Well, the book, it's not really, I don't know that I'm gonna take credit for the authorship. um if no one told you they love you, I love you, right? But I don't want to take credit for the authorship, because I just stepped into the collective mind, meaning what is needed for us to understand now, and it comes from a greater source. So, uh yeah, well, I'm gonna need help spreading the word. I'm gonna need y'all to recommend it to all these big podcasts, and buy extra copies to share with your friends. We're gonna, my my channel, you know, I'm not a techie guy. I'm not paying anything for y'all to see this information. I just speak out of my heart and put a video together every once in a while. Um, so my channel, it's not a huge arm to, I think all our little hands, like it says in the book of cooperation, all our little hands can get together and share, you know, the truths. And I'm just so grateful for all of y'all to, always support, and the channel, like I said, it's not growing as much as I um would like to, because and then, like I said, it's not about the numbers, it's about the message. So, in my mind, this is gonna be, a billion subscribers channel, and the book is gonna sell or print, in my mind, billions of copies, because this is the kind of manuscript that Earth needs right now. But in the meantime, let us make decisions that nobody's perfect. Like, I promise you, I'm the furthest from perfect. Like, I'm a knucklehead. I still super G in my mind. I'm still like, I'm a good person, but at the same time, I'm still in round one, and so I'm just a regular dude that that has similar struggles to everyone else. So, um, but let every decision that you make to be the absolute most cooperative decision that you could, right? So if everybody involved is not gonna win, don't make that decision. Like, try to make it out of selfless, not only selfless, but it's not about selflessness or selfishness. It's about making that decision with everybody involved in mind. And again, that's the last. The I changed the thumbnail on that coherence video. Hopefully, all of y'all watch it. But if you haven't, go look it up. And it's making that decision making process a process of not just making decision based on the emotion or the logic, the data behind it, but bouncing it from mind to heart. And I ask you to do that from now on. Really take the time to think about the people involved in that decision. Take the time to feel how they feel. Take the time to ask for the data that they have. Observe how they move. And I got a question. Does your soul just watch when our eyes are open, or is it in our body? Does your soul just watch when our eyes are open, or is it in our body? Hmm. So, yeah, I was going to say definitely yes, both. So, there are your soul or your identity, in my experience, through exiting the body and seeing a lot other versions of myself, and science can attest to this, and everything is pointing towards a multi-dimensional construct. So there are different versions of you on earth. Your soul is experiencing through your eyes, but when you close them, your soul do not stop receiving information. Okay, so this is not the only sense that allows for your soul to see. But if you're talking about what we see, yeah, the eyes. But that's the thing, like, when you enter other levels of access, you get to see more and you get to understand more. So yes, your soul watch when your eyes are open, but there are other senses that your soul use, especially intuition. Intuition is huge. A lot of times, you shouldn't make that decision, in your heart of hearts you shouldn't jump on that, and you force, and then you realize that you should have followed your heart. And sometimes intuition is telling you don't follow your heart. So actually they want to make intuition. Jay Shar, bro, was good. So yeah, intuition, they trying to make intuition into it is the sixth sense, but they trying to add it to the senses because it is a thing. It is a real thing, measurable. You know that you're feeling some type of way because there is data that your brain and your five senses are not aware of, but that other sense, it's your soul, it's your higher self. That's what intuition is. There's a little voice that sees more than you, letting you know that, hey, that path that you're about to walk, that path that you are about to walk, it's not going to be the most but the we're gonna bring the most acceleration because it's everything is about on earth. This construct, trust me, it's about acceleration. That's why when you get on a fast car, like human in general love speed. Obviously a lot of us have different things, fears and stuff, but like once you experience speed, which is, when we're out of this body, we move really fast. Even flying and going through all these. Um,
Turn the light on.
no, 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 no. Thank you.
I want you to see what Ivy just did to me.
Let me see. Oh my God. Why would she do that to you? Uh, why you do that, Mama?
She squished my coconut for no even reason.
Yeah, yeah. Y'all go and see your mom right now and solve this there because I'm live right now. You're not supposed to be doing that, Lily. You know that. Go tell your mom, Ivy.
She already knows.
Okay. So I have a question. Sorry. They just came in. Close the door and don't come in anymore, please. Close the door, lover. They already they just got here and you already know. Once they locate me, it's a wrap. So we probably be wrapping this video up in a little bit, this live, but I have a couple questions. Since we are literally unconditional love, and when we return, then why do we have to have a life review, a judgment day? Don't we go back to our true essence of love? If so, why a life review? Very simple. There is no perfection in creation, right? Not even the creator works on perfection. It's experience. So you came here, like I was just talking about, towards accept for to learn energy transmutation, changing one energy for a different energy. So in this continuum of learning, you have to see where you could have made a different choice. It's not punitive. We have this idea of judgment as something punitive. No, it's a record of. That's what I was talking about before I closed before. And I was going in that direction of closing, and I'm glad we're not closing, about your decision making, because every decision that you made was sowing in this construct. The law of reciprocity is in effect. So everything that you put down, that's what karma is. Everything you put down on the ground in this construct needs to be experienced by you. So you see all that, so that this version of you. Remember, but DC is multidimensional. Like greater, higher versions of you already learned these lessons. This version of you is still in the process of learning some of this lesson. So these versions of you need a review to see what did I, and then everybody this is so deep because everybody is also different. You also, there's people that have come here with one purpose, an advanced soul came with a purpose, and then they got distracted along the way and started moving away from that which they are, unconditional love, because that is what this realm one is for. Is so that you experience that which you are not, which creates a lot of friction, and that friction creates greater energy, which is the energy that we need to bring it all together. So in my opinion, I think that that process of the review is only for this realm. Hopefully that answer your question. So Jay Shar, um, yeah, that's a good point, Jay Shar, and that's why when we were doing the podcast, and like I said on the last video, Andre and I were talking the other day, and I said, man, I think we should hop back on that podcast and chat for a little bit. Yeah, I am in North Carolina. That black guy in Mexico. Yeah, I am. I am in the Raleigh area. Uh, so, but the name of the IBENDIOBI is the in body experience, IBENDE, the IBEN D, and OBE obviously. Um, hey, what's up, Bright Queen in the house? Um, so I watch a lot of NDEs um, throughout the years, and the life review is always the same. It's not punitive. It's not a judgment day. It's a review day. And this life is so short. That's another thing. Please don't miss that. This part of our existence, a lot of us just came here to do the work that we came to do, which is to bring a whole race, humanity, a whole race of human. Obviously we identify with them because we're here and we're living in these skins, in this biology, but a lot of us are from other places. So a lot of us don't even go through that review. Anytime I never had a life review, anytime I exit my body, that hasn't been, I haven't die yet, but that's never been my experience. I'm always doing something, at a greater level that has to do with this. And the beauty of that is that you are adding more stripes to your rank in the whole of creation, because I learned what that people go through. I went through the lessons that they're going, and I learned different ways of creating. Why are we doing this? We are going through this so that our skill set continues to grow, so that we have more to grab on when we are making our own worlds. I'm so that to me, that's one of the biggest truths that I came to understand through this. We are picking up bits and pieces of data that we can utilize towards our new creations. Grab that book when it comes out. It talks about it. It says like the book that is coming through us talks about that. They say we are putting beings together that have multiple limbs and flowers and trees that move, like like they used to be here on Earth too, that just you know get up, walk to a different location, give a different fruit that gives different plants that give different fruits, whatever. The options and the options available within the that creative process that we're about to experience are boundless. Get it? So what you're about to create is infinite. They put the our next level of creation the boundaries and the rules for that those new creations are boundless, so you'll be able to create beings however you see fit within those bounds, and those bounds are going to be based on unconditional love and other things. It's in the book. I don't even remember because it's not all mine, I like review day instead of judgment day. It's review day. It's no, what? It's like if you have children, you'll understand that judgment. You'll realize how faulty that, how controlling that way of thinking is. If you have kids, it's like, what can your kid do that you'll send them to a place like hell forever? It's nothing your child can do that you say, no, you're done forever. Especially since nobody gave us a instruction book. Nobody, it's just you came here to a different set of parents that I did. They taught you and your siblings differently because they were different parents to every child. It don't matter how they raised us. They None of us were raised the same. If you're in a multi-sibling family where you got brothers and sisters, then after that you've seen the world different, so you can't have one set of rules for everybody. It makes no sense. And then if you don't follow them to a T, you're done. And only one belief system can save you. Bro, it's 8 billion of us, right? So that's one of the biggest lies that I had to let go of and realize that that there can be no unconditional love with a judgment, because they are opposites. um Andre talking about Judgment Day. I don't know about that. uh Judgment Day by Andrew the Alchemist. How you heard him talking about that, Stacy? Yeah, you saw me with an Orlando hoodie. That's funny. Yeah, that we went on vacation and we get a hoodie everywhere we go on vacation. Um,
Dad, do you know where my clothes are? Never mind. No, 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 never mind.
um, any more questions? Let's see. Do you do you much do you know much about the celebration that Darius talks about? We are heading into a remembering it all, where all the other realms will be open again. If so, what about the souls that come to not wake up? Well, that's a pretty um, full question. I'll speak on what I know, um, through that. Always lead to that day, no matter what it is. The opposite, the beings that are the most far from unconditional love, they all are welcome to this place. All of us, we will all go back to the source. We will. We'll wake up, and I don't know exactly how it's gonna work out, but I know for sure that is coming. I don't know. I don't believe that there are souls that are not gonna wake up. But in a very far past, I had an understanding that, because through decision making you can move so far away that now your identity completely shift, and if you choose to not be part of that, that is so after a certain point, there's a point of no return where you cease being, where your identity is just not serve a purpose anymore, and you just are not anymore, and that energy goes back to the creator. Like the spirit goes back to the creator, and the the soul or the identity is completely forgotten. That was a long time ago that I received that in my heart, but I don't know how that's changed, because again, everything is up for change. Even in the mind of the creator, there is no perfection. It was never set to be a certain way. It was always meant to mold as we experience, to take its own shape. That's why you see the looping effect, because you know it is what it is. So you can't really, you know the bottom line is that it doesn't matter what we go through in the process. You'll be back at source, even if it's with a even if your soul or the your identity gets you know evaporated. Maybe. I don't know at all. I'm just learning with y'all. Y'all don't forget to hit the like button. Thank you, Stacy. He mentioned it on a post. He said Judgment Day. Okay. Okay. I know that I judge myself when outside of the body. Okay, this is Jay Shaw. I know that I judged myself when I was out of the body, and I was taken aback to a specific time and watched myself do something in real time that thought was heating out hidden. I was shocked and judged myself. That's awesome. I, I I bought I brought my son by myself in foreign country without family helping son's father after years. I do get why, because I had chosen to have enough strength to do it and done it. Yeah, good job, Spot. It's just we're so much more stronger than we think we are in every way. Like we get really don't recognize our true nature. Like really, really, I get goosebumps right now. If you only knew, my friend, if you only knew what you truly are and how powerful you are. But you will continue to learn that. Hey Zoe, good seeing you. Thank you. Says she can feel the love pouring out of me. Um, I don't want to do anything else. Nothing else satisfy me as much as this. You know, because when you come and experience it all, and feel how hard it is, and then start having those aha moments of wisdom. The Proverbs, I haven't read it in years. I used to read the Proverbs a lot when I was Christian, but it says that wisdom is better than precious stones, or than gold. Wisdom, when you attain wisdom, when you have an aha moment, like you're not thinking about your bank account, you're not thinking about your relationships, you're not thinking about shit. All you're thinking is about, wow, this is awesome. Wisdom. No, not because we came here to experience. So yeah, I don't thank you, Zoe, for feeling the love, but I love doing this. There's nothing else I want to do. um yeah, yeah, he's talking about judging yourself. Sorry, this Stacy talking about Andre's comment. Yeah, judging yourself, and we do it here, people. Like we're harder on ourselves that no one else is. Like there's no one as hard on yourself as you are to yourself. You beat the shit out of you. You beat my sister and I were talking about that yesterday. She's like about forgiveness. She's like, I was watching this sermon, and I've been telling her this for years since I forgave myself. So I was watching this sermon, blah blah blah, that he was explaining how it's never external, how the situation that caused you to hate that person is never external. It's always internal. Duh. Of course, everything that's happening around you is just shifting your mind. So when you realize that, you're like, oh shit, All the power resides inside you. You want to see healthy relationships? Create them. You want to see money that like excess of abundance? Create it. Do it. Speak it. Me and Zoe were talking about, Zoe, hopefully you don't mind, but we were talking about um something that we hear it but we miss it. I have a whole video on it, and I miss it. I gotta speak. You're saying something in your brain. Just because it's happening in your brain doesn't have to come out of your mouth. Instead of saying, I'm having a shitty day, even if it's after worse shit happening, you say, I'm having an awesome day. When you say that, you turn from the victim of your circumstances to the creator of your circumstances. Stop judging yourself. Stop being so hard on yourself. You put yourself where you're at, you have the power, the ability to take yourself out of there. Yeah, that's what it is, Stacy. Religion, but that was, judgment is, it's a word that is really, that's what it does. Judgment, like that is such a huge, like a deceiver, reptilian. I'm not, I don't care. I talk about them. The systems of control have gotten into faith, into the school systems, everywhere. They're everywhere, and their main purpose is to keep you afraid. Hey, they're gonna keep you afraid until you challenge them to death. All right, kill me, and then boom, everything. I'm not gonna talk about that right now, but you you dictate what your experience is gonna be like. Um, yeah, don't judge yourself. Dre said that. I never heard that, but I will definitely be looking that up and asking him about it. I was deep in religion my entire life. I had questions personally answered concerning judgment. Yeah, judgment is like any other creation. It's your own creation. The creator, like, how can you punitively judge something you put together? Like a kid. That's the best example. I brought you here. I seen you grow. You came out of me, yet I'm ready to destroy you. What? It's so dumb. It's dumb in my mind. It's like a no brainer. I just, and I still got that program in the back of my head that just today I was, watching some stuff about, like it came through my feed about, the rapture and all that. And yeah, hey, I'm not saying it's not true, but I'm saying I can't wait for all of us to exit this place in consciousness of pain and come into the consciousness of abundance fully. I'm ready. I just told my lady as God realized that everything in life is here to serve her, even when it seemed like it's a bad situation. Absolutely 100%. That's what I was talking to my sister about yesterday, that just because we go through pain doesn't mean that we have to suffer through that pain. Pain sucks. Now, does it? Without pain, your muscle don't grow, right? You got to experience your muscle tissue breaking down to rebuild it. You hate it, but you're going to stay in bad shape if you don't do it. You know what's the biggest pain that I experience? That which we are not. Anytime that I move away from who I truly am, I bring pain to my life. Not pain, but suffering. Now, I've been through a lot of painful experiences lately, and I'm not suffering because pain is going to do what it does. It's either going to accelerate your understanding, or you're going to fall into deep rest, depression, right? It's deep rest. It's either going to get your mind to think and match up the motion of the atoms that made you, or it's going to put you in the puddle, circling in stagnation, right? You decide what pains do to you, what pain does for you. However, choose to embrace it to the level where it keeps you accelerating and not in stagnation. Pain is part, you can't avoid, can none of us avoid pain, right? Stacy, I'm trying to get over fear being worked on it. That's why I have not had an OBE yet. Thank you. That black guy in Mexico, give me your name, bro. Like I know that's your YouTube name, but give me your name. You cool. I just want to call you by your name, but fear is very tricky because fear is also a creation that you create that fear. So I was talking to on a I did a one-on-one with Zoe. She's on the chat. I think she's still in this chat, but we're talking about fear, and fear is so necessary. Fear is so necessary for this story. You have to encounter, you have to face fear. How the fuck you gonna get courageous? You can't get courageous when nothing is threatening that courage. You have to be able to look at that in front of you and say, okay, how do I overcome this? How do I find the strength and the courage inside me to stand my 2 feet and say, fear, you can't stop me. I'm gonna keep accelerating. Jump. When you get to the edge and you want to turn around and climb back down, jump. The worst thing that could happen is you exit this round 1. Jump. It's so fun on the way down. You're gonna want to keep jumping and jumping and jumping. Like I was building earlier. I was telling Zoe, like, how many days have you spent speaking your life into existence fully? Like your whole day, instead of talking to anybody else about any bullshit that comes in front of you of your past creations. How many days have we taken for the whole day to create our life into existence? This, my friends, everything in creation is made out of tonalities, sound waves. This, my friends, is what make you or break you. Meaning, even if you're super broken, you can make yourself back up. But this is going to dictate where your life goes. That prayer that I was saying earlier was to make this conversation be what it is right now. See, I was going to cut and everything, but no, we're on a roll, right? Open your mouths. I am here. Here I am. You set your feet on the ground. That's the first thing you say. I am here and here I am. Let everyone who's and everything that's listening, all of creation, all my helpers, all of it, know that I am here and here I am. That's number one. You set your feet on the ground, recognizing that you are. If you want to add, if you got faith for God like me, you can add that to your prayer. But God is in its place, always been moving through you. It's always around. But when you recognize your stance, you say it. Hey, I am here. Here I am. The doors that I open can no one close, and the doors that I close can no one open. You are closing doors and other creators from getting into your space, and the other, with the other statement, you are opening the doors for the cooperation to cooperate with you. So let's command our life into existence. Say it early in the morning. Today is the day where I'm courageous. Guess what's going to happen when you speak courage over your life? You're going to have to face some fears. Put your big girl panties on and face it. Trust me. There's nothing can harm your soul. Trust me. I had a gun when I was 17 years old. I did a carjacking. People know everybody who, if you didn't know, I was a criminal. I did almost 6 years in prison. So If you want a goody two shoes here to, it's not this guy. Anyways, I was doing a freaking carjacking, and I was a skinny young teenager, and the dude took the gun from me, my own gun. It wasn't mine. Somebody lent it to me to do this crime. The guy took it from me and shot me in the face inside a car. God's my witness. Nobody else was there but me and that guy in the car. And I was just praying so hard, like the whole time that we were tussling over, wrestling over the gun. I had it by the chamber, so he can't. If you know anything about guns, if the chamber is really tight, you can't pull the trigger. But once I opened that door, the car was moving. It was like a movie, honestly. And the car was moving. I'm trying to open the door. When I finally opened the door, that I threw myself out the car that I was driving because I had already taken it from him. Boom, boom, one. I had already shot him twice in the tussle before he took the gun from me. There is help. I've been at the edge of death many times. That's just one. There's more. And I've been spared because there's always help. So if you're afraid of anything, remember that even when you are not doing good, when you're experiencing life in your worst, you are protected. There's always going to be help around you. So jump. The worst thing that can happen is you come out stronger or you exit this realm. Been attacked by, I'm not going to, I'm telling you, and I have been afraid. I lived my whole life in fear. I love this topic because I'm not 100% cured yet, because in all of our biology there's always going to be that fight or flight, but that's necessary. Face it. Pick to be courageous. Sorry, I'm reading the comments. Let me read them so that I don't look like a weirdo here not talking. Reginald, good, 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 good. Sorry. Bammer. So funny. Reginald, let's go. Uh Said Bam has helped me a lot getting out of my body. Also, man, it's all you, bro. All I could do is give you a little bit. Stacy, programming from religions makes me mad. How much fear they put into people. I have to relearn everything. Yes, I've been there. I've been there. But look, don't that right there, religion. It's another doorway to unconditional love. It's not the religion. It's not what's in those books. It's how it got shifted. Look, this place right here, right now, you're about to find out. All lives will be revealed, right? But there are a bunch of systems of control in this place that have lied to us to keep us under control. One of them being religion, one of them being those books. That's why this book that's coming out, it has nothing in that book is with the purpose of control. It's all with the purpose of liberation, freedom. There's no judgment, none of that. But it's a door to yourself. It's a continuation of your story that says you there is no judgment in unconditional love. There can be no judgment with unconditional love. And that, my friends, it's been my message from day one. Love the heck out of you. Until I did that, you see, I just gave you an example of my past life, the way that I used to live. Like, I didn't hurt, I hurt some people on my way up when I was a teenager, younger, and I fought a lot. So I hurt some people along the way, and I made horrible decisions. I hurt my spouses, I hurt my children, I hurt a bunch of people along the way. So but the biggest person, the person that I heard the most throughout all of it, it was me, bro. It was me. I did not love myself. I lived tossed and turned by the feelings of others. What all this judgment is telling you right now is like, stop being so hard on yourself and take every experience as it's okay. It's part of the journey. Without this, it wouldn't be me. My sister was saying that she's like one of them pictures that have a bunch of different little pictures in it. She said, I my face is full of all those stories. Your face is full of all those little snippets in time, every bad decision, every good decision, every time you did good, every time you did bad. That's the person staring, and it's okay. It's you. Fuck what anybody else think. Even your judgy brain, fuck what that motherfucker think about you. Your soul has to say, oh shit, this was part of everything. This all made me me and brought the knowledge of myself that I have today, and embrace it and keep it pushing. Yeah, fear, and that's another thing. Thank you, Spot. Fear is only a part of, I don't want to say only a part of this realm, but realm one and realm two, where all these creatures still like figuring shit out. That's where fear exists. It's a beautiful thing. Makes you brave. Said I heard someone say fear is for entertainment purposes only. So what that would be FIPO, not fear. I want to say it like Reginald. He says I also heard Dre or Andre the Alchemist 369. I'm assuming that's who you talk about. How he get excited and happy about the out of body experience sensations as he get out the body. I've taken that with me as well as to release fear. Yeah, get it. That's what I'm saying. Get excited to be brave. Get excited. I promise you, nothing's gonna happen to you. Get excited about being on the other side of that, right? Like, damn, I did this. I put my big girl's panties on. I put my, I grew some balls and I did it. It's unconditional love, not identifying something, like giving it meaning. Unconditional love is giving things meaning, but not letting that meaning affect that view of unconditional love. For example, a lot of us don't heal because we haven't understood our pain. So you kind of have to understand your pain in order to heal. Same thing with unconditional love. But unconditional love doesn't work until you love unconditionally yourself. Thank you, because it's a segue. It continues a flow of this conversation. Until you accept all of your story, you will not be able. It's like the love languages. Some of us like physical touch and words of affirmation, and this is a book that it's got a little psychology to it. If you haven't read it, it's a great book, Five Love Languages. But some of us are receiving and giving love in a different way that is being given to us and received by us. So a lot of times there's a misunderstanding. But I'm loving you, I'm doing this for you, or I'm telling you how beautiful you are. But that person, it's not words of affirmation. So you could tell them until you blue your face how beautiful they are, but they want you to spend time with them because they are quality time. Same thing with unconditional love. Until you don't love you, you cannot see that other people are loving on you. You can't because you don't have the awareness of that unconditional love for yourself. So these people have been trying to love you, but because you don't love you, you don't get it, right? So that's why the first place that we need to begin any kind of work, any kind of movement, any kind of anything, has got to happen within you, with your decision making. So I don't know if that was a question, but I'm sorry, I'm reading. Bam is giving name. I'm telling you. Thank you, dude. Reginald. If you don't know now, you know. Crazy. You're here for a purpose. Thank you, bro. So we are taught so much to look outside of ourselves. It's a training to look back inside. Yeah, it is a training. Absolutely. Inside is the gold and it's available 24/7. It's okay to go back and forth. I do, but the inside gets stronger. Z, how you doing? But you know that's a great point, Zoe. No one ever, never, ever is gonna stay going up because this is not linear. This is spirals. All the creation is sound waves. It was created in circles and tonalities, and it sounds, it spirals, it circles. None of it is a straight line. So you can never go, ooh, stay up, stay up. No, you have to go through the valleys and you got to go through the mountains and you got to, that is, there is no perfection. So that's not the goal. You can't experience everything that there is to experience only going up. That should get boring. If your all your life is success, 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 you don't learn shit. You have to go through those times where you stumble so you can remain compassionate. If you never have to struggle, how can you understand anybody else's struggle? How can you cooperate with them? How can you have vision of their story? Right? So you have to go through those up and downs, up and downs, up and down. Man, I thought there was something wrong with me. I thought it was something wrong with me because today I'm on fire and tomorrow I'm fucked up. That's before I started working heavily on me, but that's everybody's story until because we're all spiraling. Some of us are spiraling up and others are stuck in deep rest and other ones are going on a pool of stagnation, moving slowly downwards. But these spirals of creation go they move in a circle. So even though it's a spiral, it's always going to go back and back. So you know, there are times where you are on the other side of the light. Sometimes you're facing the light in front of you and you can see it all clearly. But then when you're moving there, you're behind the moon. You know, so that's why unconditional love is so important because you have to be merciful and compassionate to your story. Bro, it's okay to fuck up. No one's perfect, not even God. Forget that you are God, with God connected with the main creator, but you are that which it is. It's like if you know, if that's why unconditional love exists because you said one version of you is right there, always connected with all that is, and it sits in a place of compassion. It's like just because a part of your body is like whenever you got you know something wrong with your body, you don't try to fucking kill yourself. Let me get rid of the whole body because no, you address that part of your body that needs helping. You're compassionate towards yourself, towards your the biology of you. You don't let if you got cancer going, you're not gonna let it there. You're gonna try to take that part of your body, but so that the rest continues to grow, to heal, right? Homeostasis. Don't beat yourself up. We all go through the hills and the valleys. Jay Shaw, I grew up in the hood. I have all kind of horror stories. I have no clue how I'm still on this earth. I know more now and stop trying to figure it out. Apparently, I cannot go home until my time, and that is so. That is so true. Thank you, Z. I decided to. We need. Uh, so we. Um, I've been really busy with realm one stuff, and figuring out this pivot with the company and all that, and it's like, what for? Like I'm just like really, this is what I love doing. I don't want to, like, if I could be here 24/7 giving humanity, you know giving humanity a little bit of clarity, man. um that's what I want to do. Can we donate here? That's Zoe. Zoe. um I don't know. I don't know how to do that, but this it's irrelevant right now. um this is your purpose. Thank you, Reg. Are big events near? Do you have any warning? In our country, some scientists talk about precession and pole shift. No, there's a reason as to why I'm live. Um, we need to shift. We need to shift. There's nothing horrible, nothing bad's gonna happen to anyone in the long run. Um, we need to shift from hell on earth to heaven on earth. We need to change our interior so that we are so strong that all we get to see is the goodness in each and every one of us. I am not Nostradamus. I don't want to give predictions. I don't care for none of that because that day never gets here. Tomorrow never arrives. Don't matter what's going on in humanity, tomorrow never arrives. If the earth's gonna shake, let it shake. When it gets here, we'll figure it out, right? The pole shift, the poles really shift. What the fuck? Like nobody's making it. Like there's got to be a reset. In order for the old to pass, the new got to come. And I don't know how that's gonna transpire, but let's keep our mind in today. Z, tomorrow's not promised. It's not promised because it doesn't exist. We hold the memories of yesterday and they're recorded, but today is all we have. Today is all we have. Let us focus on shifting to heaven on earth. That everything that you get to see is the goodness that abounds and it's plentiful. There's abundant everywhere. There's abundance everywhere. You just have to, this is, like I said, this is short lived. We are everything that was to be learned here. It's already learned. Even our our brethren of even um e- even those that you judge, and even those that are the most horrible thing you can think of, even those are shifting. Everything is shifting so that we can move on to the next stage of creation that I was talking about earlier, which is certain sets of rules. um Certain sets of rules are going to apply. They're different. I'm not talking about rules as in imposed, but no, there's like here, there's order here in these new construct that we're gonna enter. That you get to pick. I'm gonna work hard on that book. I want all of y'all to read this book. It's all information that is shift is helping me too. It's a lot of stuff that I didn't that is greater than me. It's information that is greater than me. And in that, it speaks so beautifully about creation. Like we're about to enter a crazy stage of creation where you get to pick. Like if you don't want for your creation to experience polarity like earth, then you create that. It's all love, is unconditional love, whatever. There is certain set standards for that that are based on the knowledge that you're acquiring here. So you know that there can be a better way to create, you know, a balance. You don't have to go and experience that which you are not anymore, because it was already experienced. And you know what, a lot of people really suffered in the process. So if you want to experience that again in your creation, then you have the knowledge to do or don't. You can create your beings without the need for food. You can create them multidimensional, or beings that are just in one realm at one time. You can have them, you know, whatever it is that your mind can concoct under those sets of knowledge that you have. That's the reason, that's the reason we need to move from all of the all of the that which you are not into that which you are, right? Because you bring your mind to that next place. And a lot of miracles are about to happen. So, and a miracle is happening right now as we have this conversation. Everybody who's listening, you are connecting to this information, and we are spreading it with our energy. Like, because everything that you are is everything that you are combined. So when all this goodness enters your ears, all your cellular level is being restructured, and what the light that shines out of you is brighter. That's why your heart right now is pumping. That's why you have this excitement inside, because you're, as my tonalities reach you, a shift is happening in myself and in yourself. So let us not be afraid of what's to come. Let us spread, um let us be strong with every decision that we make. um There's like five kids out there running around, and daddy's got to go play. I love y'all. If no one told you they love you, I love you. Rewatch this, watch the other video before this. We have, you know, there's so much more to see. I love you all. Pick pick your creations, pick them wisely. Pick them wisely. When you make a decision, you throw in a whole universe in a pond that goes through eternity. Keep that in mind. Make sure that everybody involved in your decision is a win 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 win. Okay? Nobody's perfect. Do the best, you know, do your best or do your worst. Be okay with your decision making. Be behind them. So make sure they're good. It's the law of reciprocity. Don't create unnecessary friction for you if you ain't ready to be strong. It's 11:11 in Mexico now. That's it. We're done. We're not going past this. Blessings.